we're starting here today with our water pumps for our next factory. Um, as per usual, I'll put the time code for the overview in the description. But so we started. Pick up our map. We are over here, and actually our factory is all the way over here. So we're going to start running that way, as we're lagging a bit here. But we went back to our basics. This may be where we put the quartz factory or something. So we're back to basics. We're making copper. We went with the pure copper recipe. Now we jump. Hopefully we don't die. But so this nightmare's our factory. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. So I realized as I was building, I'm like, oh my god, this thing looks... It looks atrocious now. And I have an idea as far as how I want it to look. And god, I hope it looks good. So we'll start by throwing down our, building our last spot here. Our last section. How we've been doing it. Just, I like the style I've been doing where I show a little bit more of this part and a little more of a little less of the exteriors, because I felt it was becoming too repetitive of just exteriors. And I feel some people want to see how I laid it out. There we go. See, to get them to line up like that, you just hold control. It's nice, they keep adding, nice features to help, people building factories of this scale. One thing, because they've mentioned update 7. I think I mentioned in one of the previous episodes. One thing they didn't mention is that they're putting conveyor supports for the roof, or ceiling supports, however you want to say it. Definitely when I get that, I'm going to, a few of the factories are going to be built that way. But we have too much to do to wait for that to come out. Which actually I think should be coming soon. They said November. I haven't seen anything as far as a release date yet. But being on experimental, we'll get it, we'll get it first. So what else has been going on? This was pretty fast to get together. The major traffic jam that I kept having is finally gone, because it was the copper train, or the copper ingot train, that would always cause the jam, because it would be coming out, and the way I had the problem I have sometimes too, and I had it in this one too, is you had to kind of almost guess when you're building something like really big, like where to start it and where to extend it to and all that stuff. It's very difficult to do. I'll show you too. We got our supplies. So you try to, you try your best, but unless you this is why I know I keep jumping around. This is why I think they need to add some sort of, I know there's a mod for it. Some sort of function where you can lay stuff out. I forgot what the mod's called. But what it lets you do is you kind of put, like just using this packager, like you can put this as the blue, and it would stay as a blue thing, and not use the resources until you kind of tell it, like, okay, I like that, you take the resources. I think that's a good idea for, you know, I don't know if they'll implement it, but I do think that's a good idea. It's something for them they should consider. Because it makes laying out factories like this so much better. Especially too, because then you can, ooh. I think it would make it easier for them to implement some sort of copy and paste tool, which I think they should also do. I feel like that's what takes the longest in this right now. Why it takes me so long to between episodes. So I could just copy. Literally, this is the same layout 6 times. So I could just copy and paste each section. That would save me so much time. But anyway, that's, you know, digressing. That's future content I think they should add, but whatever. And I was also thinking, too, they should add... I don't like the refineries for... So for these type of recipes, I think it's okay. But there's definitely some recipes I don't think should be refineries. Even though I think they are... Well, I know they're refineries because it's a liquid and a solid. Every recipe that's a liquid and a solid goes through refineries. I don't think that should necessarily be the case. So what I think they should have is one where it's a liquid input and a solid input, and has one solid output. I would call it, the building name I would use is called a mixer, and I would make it look like kind of, I don't know if other countries have it, but basically like cement trucks in the US. Like that's what I would make the building kind of look like. And recipes wise, stuff I think like, so all the fuel stuff I think should be in the refinery. Like maybe, like definitely like the pure quartz and the white concrete should be in there. And, you know, some of the other ones, and I definitely think they should, whatchamacallit, and be different dimensions, not as tall, maybe have it, I don't know, I think it should be shorter. Maybe shorter and a little wider. I feel like, especially now, where I'm at, I feel there's like a lack of buildings. And I wish they kind of added some more buildings in. But we'll see. So for now, we're going to get the water and the ore coming up. So I'm going to do another little time lapse and get that done. And we'll be back in a second. back, and actually I finished it up relatively fast after after the little time lapse there were. Fortunately, I only showed off making the water, but I did the belts too, and any second now, we should see some copper coming out any second now. I actually kind of like when they first start up like this. It actually looks really cool when they start coming out of the refineries here. But I know what's going to happen. There they are. Look at all that delicious copper coming out. Yeah, so we're making our copper now. Yeah, I like how it kind of comes out like that. Anyway, so it's time to put the exterior on. And as we're doing that, I thought of the other suggestion for buildings that I would like to see in this. And the best way I can describe them would be smart train stations. And by that I mean, so I know you can program, and who knows, maybe this is in it and I just don't realize it. But I know you can program which resources get dropped off. That I know. So you can have, you can have your train station take, like I have the one taking the copper and the aluminum ingots. What I think they should do too, and it could be they can change the design up and make it cost like supercomputers too. But have train stations where you can designate like these top two rows are copper, and then the bottom 4 rows are aluminum. So you can have your train can come, it unloads, and then what you can do too is designate the outputs, like this output will release copper ingots, and this one will only do aluminum. And then you know what you could do too, what would be cool, is you make it like a smart input or a smart output. Well no, you'd only have to do a smart output. So then you could have 4 outputs on it, and then each of the outputs like designate a certain resource too. Because it would be nice with that, then you can let's get going. So what you can do then is like the train stations the factories that use the manufacturers, the 4 parts. You would only need 1 train station as a input. I'm going to use this one. So you know what? I'm going to do it here. I have an idea for this. This is another one. It's going to be pretty basic design, but it's going to be the shape is the importance. But anyway, so then you can just have 1 train station receiving all 4 of the components you need for any given manufacturer. And like I said, have it, it could be an advanced logistics tier. Maybe it costs like supercomputers and aluminum, maybe the radio control units, That would greatly, I think even lower tier, like I know I'm making these crazy factories, but I even think people with less insane factories, it would help. Because then, like I said, when you get to, we're just waiting for the autosave to finish. But when you get to like manufacturer level, you know, you don't have to run all these trains everywhere. I mean, I guess you could technically. That's what the 8 is. Move. Alright, maybe we'll go up another couple rows with these. So I know for a fact it's 8 high. Okay, get rid of this level, I think. So let's try that. I think that and this. Let's see how that looks. But see, that's one of my other suggestions for trains. It's so nice that the train can come and it's instantly full. I'm gonna put the door there. We're just gonna make this corner, and then I'll, you know, as per usual, I'll go off camera and get the rest of this done. I know some of this is... Yeah, that's perfect. I don't mind if the smokestacks stick through. I mind if, like, the core building part sticks through. Same with these, with the pipes, I know. Yeah, that looks good. I think I have corners, right? Okay. Let's work that way. They don't have... Maybe it's under roof? No. I want one of these, but for the walls. So maybe we'll have to get a little creative. Interesting. Strange that they don't have that. And for that corner... I guess I'll just have to put a roof or something there. Do we go back to walls? Oh, wait, hold on. No, it's the exact opposite of what I want. Odd. So yeah, no, if I do that, it's gonna overlap and look weird. Okay, we'll use these weird corners. And then I guess I'll just use a roof. A flat roof here. Problem is, I know it'll look good out here, but inside it's gonna look weird, but nothing I can do. Flat roof. The parts that are exposed like that. That's gonna be the general shape of our building. I know it looks kind of strange now, but hopefully when I have them all encased, it'll look good. So let me go do that. So we finished our copper factory. So we actually don't have a lot of ore coming in because there's just not a lot of veins in the area. But this is what the inside looks like. Oh, why do we get a red one here? Hold up. No, it just doesn't have anything selected. And all of a sudden, I'd say within the last 3 minutes before I started recording, the lag has jumped considerably, so I'm sorry the video's choppy at the moment. I think it might be because we're so close to the interior here. So we're gonna... Oh my god. We're gonna frame our way over this way. And go by our switch. And do our usual organization. We got display sign. Put it right there. Oh wow, this is bad. Oh my god. Sorry about this. So our potential parts per minute is, I wrote it down, 5,775. Just gonna switch our layout to that. Switch some capitals. Yeah, it's good enough. So that's what the interior looks like. The exterior, as we're gonna fly away over this way, seems to be clearing up a little bit lag-wise. So let's fly up this way. We can kind of get a look at it. What I tried to make is it look like like a stack of ingots. Doesn't look terrible. But doesn't look great. Eh. That's my opinion on it. It's one big eh. Yeah, it's okay. I'm thinking of ways I may switch it up a little bit. I think if I get rid of this layer here, it'll look better. But I'll do that on my own. But this is how it looks at the moment. So like I said, kind of an eh, but not terrible. But that's going to be our factory for today. Like I said, I have... Bring it up. Not that. Not that. I'll show you where I'm pulling all from. Throw in our resources here. We got the three underneath. We got the one here, here. These two, this one. So it's not really... What are these? Normal. That's an iron. Oh, okay. There's one more normal over here. So there's not really much other copper in the area. But it's worth like running over this way, so... That's what we're going to have for now. So it looks good. It pumps the ingots out like crazy. Which is nice too, is every time the train comes it's ready, it loads it, and the train leaves. And actually the original plan, I thought I'd have the pressure stuff by now, but... Because right there's a water vein. That was the original plan for the water, but I don't have the pressure stuff yet, so... We ran it from all the way up there. But for now, that is going to be it. Next time, we have... what is it? The copper sheets. We're actually going to rebuild the factory in the same spot, so I'm going to clear the old one out and get to work building the new one. So I can hopefully have it ready for next... Well, I'll have it ready for next time, but hopefully for next week. But with that, I will see everyone later.